Spinal extension is considered a more difficult pattern in Pilates for movement, and this is because gravity comes down, and when gravity comes into the body with it in a prone position, it's pushing down the abs, and they've got to pull up against gravity versus when we're prone and we have the help of gravity to maintain the abdominals. When correctly done, spinal extension goes through a very deliberate pattern in Pilates. So the pattern is, go ahead and bring your arms down by your side, Jamie. With it starting right up between the ears here. So it's like Jamie will push a marble away with his chin and his nose, and then he's got the development of the extension here, and he begins to pull the shoulders open, pull the chest forward, and to come up with an even curve of the spine, and then go ahead and come down. So you want to kind of look for that pattern. It should feel and look like the student is opening forward versus craning backwards with a loss of length. Now, correctly done, when we set up someone for spinal extension, we want to make sure that the pelvis is into the mat, the ASIS are evenly weighted, and that the abdominals are pulled in and up. The tail can be reaching down, but we want that neutral pelvic position. The legs should be reaching long. Now, some exercises it's Pilates stance, some it's parallel. We always work with the body in front of us. If you have a student with a tricky back, all you need to do is open the heels there so that the big toe, little toe are evenly weighted on the mat. You don't keep them in Pilates stance and open the legs because now everything's going to come in and crowd the sacrum. So that's our default setup for a student who needs it. The legs should be lengthened away in center line, and actually a little lift of the kneecap will help to get the seat involved. Now, let's talk about what goes wrong. Probably the number one thing that goes wrong, go ahead and bring your hands into place. We've got our swan one neck roll, is the student just pushes up with their arms. Yeah, and you can see the collapse into the shoulders, the drop into the ribs, and then also the pinch into the low back. So that isn't it, and it's important that we spend time. We choose Part C exercises also that can help the student understand the patterning. So again, the pattern is up through the head. Another common error is to really bring the head way back. So there we go, and then they push up. Ouch, it hurts me to look at that. Another one would be to bunch the shoulders up. So up he comes and he has no neck. We would not let a student in this position do swan one neck roll. The other thing is that often a student will come up and it'll be pretty good, but they'll really be pushing their abs down into the mat. Their ribs will be popped forward, or they'll lose the integration of the low belly. Another thing that we see happen in extension is as the body comes up, go ahead and come up properly, Jamie, the legs come apart, and they come up as the student tries to lift higher. Let's talk about what's happening here. Not only are we crowding the sacrum, but if you look at the angle of the legs, I've now lost the opportunity to open and create more flexibility through the front of the thigh where it's so often needed. So don't, what did we say? Rob Peter to pay Paul. Make sure that they understand that they're getting a stretch and that we don't just give in to that tendency. Now that we know what can go wrong and how it should be right, solutions. Well, first of all, if we're going to start with extension, arms down beside, we want to teach flight. Why? Because flight will develop the openness of the chest and get them ready. It'll get them understanding how to hold their abs there. Key concepts all come into play here. We want to have a strong heel to seat connection, rib to scapula connection, a deep abdominal 3-anchor connection, and box square center line, everything in play there. Now, touches that I can use to help. I can help the student understand not to crane the neck back. So all I have to do is put some light fingers there, bring it up, and make sure that this position is in place. I can touch by pulling my hands from the front of the shoulders, kind of giving a guiding touch around to the back. I can ask them to move into me to pull their abdominals there. Go ahead and come down for a minute, Jamie. Cues to use, right? Pull your abs deep, Stretch your body forward and reach your fingers back like you've been shot out of a cannon and come down. We can also cue to lift and open the chest. Those types of cues are more likely to keep the student out of the low back.